Warlock Agent over for the team 1. First up, while they're still trying to figure out who's going to be first up, over for the team 2. Buff Arc, boy, chills. Hackies or Chicago? I got to figure out your name. It's like boy. It's almost like Bowie. But boy, I'm guessing I'm going to go with boy. Warlock Agent versus Buff Arc. A little bit of rematch between the two. The casters versus each other. The Arcane this time around versus the Destro, summoning up portals, big Inferno dropping in, Buff Arc with immediate alter time, just trying to see if he can reshape his fate. Reflect is up over for Warlock, but still getting blasted out by the big Arcane Blast. Is going to be full interrupt. Oh, locking him out on Chaos Mode. Warlock Agent might be actually in quite a bit of trouble. Big shield is up for him, as this is going to be Buff Arc trying to see if he can set up some kind of a go. Succubus is chasing after him, still got himself big blaster damage versus Warlock Agent. Is that when they're touching the magic? That is touching the magic and everything. That was a Dark Pact that absorbed just all of this raw damage back to back. Arcanosphere right afterwards. If you can get it, oh, poured it back out. Missile still chasing after him little by little, getting chipped away bit by bit. Succubus able to control it, especially when you can pull it behind the Tombstone. Nova it. Walk up to the guy. As long as he doesn't got Mortal Coil, you'll be okay. But he's actually got a Mortal Coil coming up very, very soon. Ring of Fire, trying to see if he can maybe zone out the entire Tombstone. Touch of the magic, full burst into Warlock. Mortal Coil is back in. Fear right after. It's going to be actually Path Enemy. Worst direction for this Warlock, trying to keep the pressure rolling in. Big barrages out of the Mage. Warlock actually taking quite a bit of damage. Reflect is up, trying to see if he can yoink a big Warlock Hellstone out of the Warlock Agent. Will not have access to that thing for a while, I don't think. But that's going to be a massive heal right then and there. Buff Arc, backing up out for just a second, trying to go for a bit of a kick on the pet. Stun around the corner, blinks in order to try to see if he can break out of it immediately. Gotta be a Ring of Frost to stop the pet. Poly onto the Warlock right after. Got himself fully locked in with a Succubus. Does end up breaking her out of it either way though. Chaos Bolt might be an Ice Block. Does go for it. Did not trust it. Did not know exactly how much damage it's going to do. It's a little unpredictable sometimes when you get hit by Warlock abilities. Their mastery allows them to do like a range between anywhere between like what? Depending on mastery, like anywhere between like 7% more damage to 14% more damage. So it's like a scale more than anything. So sometimes like you'll get hit by Chaos Bolt and it doesn't do as much damage. It's still a pretty big hit. In other words, it just like blows itself out of the water with just how much raw damage it does. Ring of Fire, trying to see if he can get himself some damage. Alter time is active already. Warlock Agent does get himself hit with fire. Touching the magic, everything is available. Dark Pact is up. Buff Arc, trying to see if he can reposition potentially. The Succubus sent all the way over. Trying to see if he can land inside the Succubus as best as possible. Mortal Coil does connect Succubus. Also going to be able to entrap him for just a moment. Interrupt him on fire. That's going to be Shadow, trying to see if he can break out of the stun. Warlock actually taking a bit of damage right now, as it's going to be Buff Arc catching up all those cooldowns little by little, rocking him in dust, almost freeze him, but yes, flying right over the Ring of Frost with that knockback, the firing blast wave. Let's still get himself plenty of damage. Missiles to follow, just as a big old barrage, and I think it just might be over. Succubus catching in the last second, does get ultra time, but I think it's just over. Warlock is just dead. There's nothing he can do. Buff Arc just set up a big combo and just let it tick out little by little. That's all he had to do. That was so much to work with. That was a tough one, man. Arcane is not easy. He had to just keep going back in, chipping away at the armor, the tough defenses of Warlock little by little, and it just was able to eventually round out the kill. Big imprison out for Lunaris, as he does not burn matter just yet, but a Sigil of Fear, big hound onto Buff Arc. He does have breath immediately, with a bit of a shielding poly right after, as he's trying to see if he can immune it with the eventual retreat. He does get himself the backflip that doesn't make him immune and ignore CC for just a second. Big blaster, but Buff Arc does go for a bit of a touch of the magic onto Lunaris, knocking it back for just a second, but the Demon Hunter has impressive, impeccable mobility. Buff Arc barely has any health. He's still trying to see if he can blast up Lunaris. Got himself a bit of a good line of sight. Stunned, but it's right behind the pillar. I don't know if he got any more blinks or anything available. Sigil trying to see if he can walk out of it. Ring of Fire doesn't quite connect. Still trying to see if he can land a Ring of Fire on the guy. Big cleave onto Buff Arc. Trying to see if he can back up out of this shifting power. Maybe he can get some defenses back. Won't be seeing an Ice Block, but shields as well as Alter Time could be huge. Does get hit with Imprison. And just trying to see if he can blink out of there. Next one could be very, very deadly. I-Beam, I don't think that connects. Touch the Magic still is on Lunaris. Got himself Arcanosphere to knock him back. He does end up rushing past it. Does go for the Trinket. Breath. Oh, there's just not much you can do. That is so rough, dude. That is a rough one. If you had the Ice Block there, I think it definitely would have went towards the Mage. Definitely would have been a swing game, but still well done either way. Lunaris does go for the Trinket as he gets trapped up by chills in the army of the undead. He does go in for the immunity. Quick blind just to control him. Full army of the dead rushing in. Lunaris is just out in the open. I don't think there's a way for you to win this, yeah? It's just over. It's just done. Yeah, surrounded by the army. Chip was able to carefully take him out while avoiding the combat for the most part. Gonna be Cordic up next. I told they could have lived. All good, all good. Honestly, I thought you played really, really well, but yeah, next time I do want to see what you would have done differently with the like you're saying you trolled. I thought you played really well, but I want to see how the game would have went differently next time too. Cordic trying to see if he can trap. Chilpos does go for the AMS. And it's just still lots of damage to take it to Cordic. Man's looking for a bit of recovery. Does get interrupted. Wall is used. May need guarding. He may need something, anything here just to give him some survivability. Definitely needs to start chucking out some of those lava bursts or find a way to recover. I don't know if you can maybe go for a Hex. Or is it over? Chilpa's just able to take him out fairly handily. I guess maybe he took momentum from the Demon Hunter onto the Shaman. Fast enough where the manager is basically playing on the defensive the entire time. How alter and everything. Oh, okay. DB used to stop blade dance, but it couldn't stop full damage when it was on CD. Oh, okay. I see what you see. Full death mark stand into Chilpil's. Bad Bunny with the Cloak of Shadows. Full dots are rotting down the death. They're trying to see if he could rotate cooldowns. Blades are puncturing right through the anti-magic shell either way though. Trying to keep the pressure on the rogue. Blind to follow. Does remove the dots. For Chilpil's, it's going to be huge. Bad Bunny be getting back in. That's going to be dance and everything. Look to get himself full set of fresh new dots back in onto the rogue. Disarm for the DK for just a second. Used to find a way to chain CC the Bad Bunny just with slows at the very least. Letting the army of the undeads together with the gargoyle do work, trying to go for a shadow meld, but he's gonna get found either way. The army of the dead joins him back in. Unless Bad Bunny could escape it, he's just getting surrounded. Hold on, if you just hit him with a chain of ice and walk away, he's eventually gonna die. The gargoyle's still doing a number. All these pets damage doesn't do a lot on their own, but all together it does add up quite well. With Chinfu gonna be the last one over on the team one, going in for the hunt immediately. I don't know if Chiplos, there's no way for him to recover this. Yeah, I think it's just impossible. There's just no way. Hawk's boy or Chicago are gonna have to be up next. I don't know which one is gonna be next though. Is it gonna be Hawkins? Hawkins is gonna back it away. He's like, I don't know what it is. Is it boy? Are they waiting for him? Boy. I don't even know how to say your name. Is it Chicago? Chin is just waiting, stern, dampening, kind of ramping up little by little for Chin. That's not a great thing. Chin wants to have himself a proper go, but he can't. He can't really heal it. Dampening keeps going higher. I guess this was pretty bad for Chicago too. For boy, not. For Hawkins, probably the only class here that probably enjoys the higher dampening games. So staring at Chicago, I was like, hey, you got it? No, it looks like it's going to be the Warrior. Maybe it was supposed to be Chicago than the Warrior than Hockey's, but Chicago's AFK for a second. They're coming back in. What's up, Z? How you doing, my guy? Reflect up for boy. Got himself a full parry. Chinfu dropping down darkness. Boy backing up out of there for Chinfu. He was actually able to get quite a bit of damage through the defense of a boy. There goes the full meta. I-beam with the raid. He got himself sharpened blades to reduce some of the damage or healing rather of Chinfu. The man got himself up for a second. Boy got himself another blade so, but he's got not a lot of help to work with. I think just the dots are gonna rot him. Got himself a little bit of survivability. Quick in prison, fleshing him up. Chicago's up next. Chinfu, there's no shot. You win this, right? Just put it in the ground. In the most literal way. Nothing you can do. You just came in. Oh, Chill's actually got 3. Well done. I know that Seawork also got a couple of kills there too. Don't know how many. I'll need to look back for it, but hell yeah. I like it. Let's get us another going.